There's a question here on the screen. Anderson Cable wishes to calculate the return on assets, ROA. You know that the return on equity is 12% and the debt ratio is 40%. What is the ROA? We see that there are two details given to us. One is ROE is equal to 12%. The second information is debt ratio is 40%. Let's write the equation for ROE. Return on equity is equal to net income divided by equity, which is equal to 12%. The second formula is debt ratio. The percentage of debt amount which is invested into total assets. That's the meaning of debt ratio. The formula says debt but divided by total assets, which is given as 40%. With this set of information, we are asked to calculate what is ROA. ROA, if we write the formula for ROA, ROA is equal to net income divided by total. Now there is no other information. We need to take these given data and then arrive at the answer. So we see numerator has net income. This net income is also seen in ROE. ROE is equal to net income by equity. So let's try to figure it out. What is net income? Net income is equal to, we would have it as equity into 12%. Okay. Then we have debt ratio as debt by total assets, which is equal to 40%. We also know that total assets comprises of the investment into total assets is made out of debt capital and equity capital. So debt capital plus the equity capital is equal to total assets is equal to 1. That is 100%. So in terms of percentage, it would be 100% or it is equal to 1. Now that is another equation which we know that. So debt plus equity is equal to total assets, which is equal to 100% of 1. Now in terms of this equation, debt by total assets is equal to 40%. Debt can be given here as, we have it as debt is equal to total assets. I am writing it as TA, total assets into 40%. Okay. Now, if debt is total assets into 40%, what would be equity? Equity, debt plus equity is equal to 100%. So, when we simplify that, equity is equal to, take debt to the other side, it would be 100% minus debt percentage. Okay. So, or it would be 1 minus debt. From the above equation, we can present this one as is equal to, it is equal to 1 minus debt. We have it as total assets into 40%. So 1 minus total assets into 40% or 40% of total assets, which is equal to 60% of total assets. 60% into total assets. Now come to this equation. Now we are asked to calculate what is return on assets. Return on assets is equal to net income divided by total assets. The net income, we have converted that in terms of equity. Equity would be, it would be net income. In place of net income, we have it as 12% of equity divided by the total assets. Now the total assets can be so let's substitute the values. Net income, we have it as equity into 12%. The whole thing divided by total assets. I'm just writing it in one equation, one line. is equal to equity. We have it as 60% of total assets. So in place of equity, we have it as, let's say this way. Now in place of equity, let's substitute that equity is equal to 60% of total assets. So we got that one as 60% into total assets. Okay, this into, we have it as 12% as it is. Okay, divided by the total assets. So while solving this part of it, total assets gets cancelled from both the numerator and denominator. Ultimately, we have it as 60% is 0.6. Okay, 0.6 into 12%. That comes out to be is equal to 7.2. That's it. That's the answer. So we go with the option C. C is the right answer for this particular question. I hope this explanation is clear. Just have to, whatever is the given data, just look into that and then try to simplify as much as possible, because we don't have any other information. ROE, net income by equity, just look into that part of it and then try to simplify. Then debt ratio is equal to debt by total assets. Okay, make it into common parameters both in the numerator and denominator when we are trying to calculate return on assets. So net income by total assets. So net income, when we have converted that would be equity into 12%. Then equity again in terms of total assets, because in the denominator we have total assets. So total assets, in terms of total assets, it is 60% of total assets. So when we substitute those things, those values in the equation net income by total assets, we arrive at this answer called as 7.2%. I hope this is clear. All the best.